Good evening or good morning, good afternoon, depending on what time it is where you are. I am just gonna jump on in today. I am leaving for Florida in 3 days and I wanna bring some hobbies with me. So I've decided to paint a needlepoint canvas that I am going to start stitching while in Florida. I don't think I will finish it, but I will definitely check back in at the end of my trip or when I'm back in New York and show you how far I got. But this is the canvas I'm going to paint. I designed this on Stitch Fiddle. I think I showed it a couple videos ago. It is a stamp design, like a tropical stamp design, because a few years ago in 2017, which is why there's a 17, we went sailing in Grenada and I want to make a little ornament to kind of represent that trip we took. So today I am going to paint my canvas, my mesh. I have this 4x6 18 mesh little rectangle square, some acrylic paints and some cheap little paintbrushes from the art supply store. In this video, if all goes according to plan and how I envision it, I'll be painting this canvas in the beginning, picking out threads, kind of kitting it out, and then hopefully by the end I will have a somewhat finished canvas that you'll see some of, maybe some stitching in Florida. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll remember to do a check-in or two while there. And then I think when I'm back in New York, I will give a little update on my stitching. So I can't stitch without painting my canvas, so let's go paint this. So I am just taping my canvas down, or my mesh down, to some white printer paper, and I am following half of the chart. I printed out just the left half of the chart, kind of oversized, and I am starting pretty much as far left as it gets. So with the outline of this stamp, like the squiggly bit and the rectangle that the main image goes within. And as far as paint goes, I squeeze some paint out of the tube and I mix it with a little bit of water so it's not super thick, because I don't want any paint kind of glooping and getting stuck within the holes of the mesh. However, that did happen a little bit in my sun. I think you might see that later. If that does happen, I just take a needle and kind of clean out those holes that get filled with paint. So I won't start the right half until the left half is dry. And because I'm mixing paint colors, my paints don't always match. So I do stitch with the large image of my canvas design next to me as well, just in case I am having a hard time making out what color an intersection is supposed to be. I am not a professional needlepoint canvas painter. This is just how I do it for my own designs, and this is what works best for me. So here you can see I'm just like going in with the green, doing the palm tree and the little island, the land behind the palm tree. And I try to paint each intersection, so I'll paint by intersection, almost like I'm dotting the paint on the intersection rather than kind of brushing over it like I'm painting a blank canvas, if that makes sense. Once the left half dries, I will go in and paint the right side of the canvas using my Stitch Fiddle design, again working from left to right. And I like to wait for the canvas to dry for at least 48 hours before stitching. And here is my finished canvas. I'll let it dry for a little bit and then pick out some thread. So I just got back from the needlepoint store. I purchased 6 threads for my Granada canvas, which I'll pull out for this canvas that I made. I painted, that we painted together. And I already had a few threads that I'm thinking of using. So these are the 6 that I purchased. They are all Vineyard silk. Oh goodness. So I'm gonna start from left to right. So this dark blue is blueberry. This turquoisey blue is marine. The dark green is foliage. The lighter green is moss. This like pale silvery blue is spa. And then this like fuchsia pinky color is vibrant blush. So these are the 6 that I bought, oopsies, for the canvas, and I'll show you all of the threads that I am planning on packing and using for this canvas. So we'll flip you around and have a little look-see. Okay, so here is my canvas. This is just the chart of it printed out. And I found this little needle minder in my stash of things. So I'm gonna put it on this canvas. Okay, great. So that'll be on this canvas for our trip. I do want to, before we go, find the edges. I need to get my sewing machine out today, so I think that's something I'll do this afternoon. But anyways, these are the threads. So these are the 6 that I purchased. I think I'll show you on the bigger picture here rather than on my little canvas. So this blue, which is marine, yeah, will be the ocean color. And for the sky, I will do spa, which I think looks nice. And then this fuchsia color, vibrant blush, for the pink border and maybe the sails. And then the light green on the land will be, shoot, I don't think I got a light green color. Darn, okay. Maybe I'll be checking out a needlepoint store in Florida then. I did not get a light green for the land. Thankfully there's not like too many light green, it's hard to see, light green land dots. I mean, there's a lot over there, but okay, we might be going to a needlepoint store in Florida, or looking for one, or just not doing those until we get back. So for the light green of the palm tree, I got moss. For the dark green on the palm tree and land, I will be using foliage. Boop. And for the 17, I will be using blueberry. I like the navy. I think it's like an almost black navy. So that's what I purchased. Just kind of showing you where they are. For the coconuts, I will be using Sahara. For the lighter parts of the tree and the holes on the coconuts, I'm going to be using toasted almond. And then the darker parts of the tree, this is really bad. I need to get a, what do you call it? One of these types of things, like a card to hold this. Either bark from Vineyard Silk, which is a little dark, or I actually think I'm gonna use this one from Pepper Pot. I have Java, so I think I'm actually gonna use Java for that. So this one can go back. So these are the 3 I'll be using for the tree and the coconuts. And then for the sand, I have Pepper Pot Spritzer. It looks a little more yellow on camera than it does in real life. It's a bit more of like a slightly yellow, like a yellow leaning cream in real life. But I think that's a kind of a pretty good match for the sand for what I want it to be. So I'll be using that for the sand. And then the only thing I'm stuck on, well then I have, this is Vineyard Silk. I don't remember which, it's a mess. Just like a whitey cream color. So I'll be using that for the whites here and this white in the stamp. And then that leaves me with 2 things I'm not totally sure about. So the first is the background color of the stamp, so like this border going around it, and the sun. The border I'm thinking I might do in this sandy color that I have. Why does it look so yellow on camera? I don't know. It's not as yellow in real life, I promise. I'm either thinking of doing like this sandy color, maybe the blue, or another blue. I do have this blue, which is Cascade. I'm thinking of doing that, but I don't know if it's like, I don't know. I also have this mallard green, but I think that's way too dark. Okay, I don't know about that. And then the last, so I'm gonna think on that. And then for the sun, I have 3 choices. I did not want to buy another yellow. I just want to use what I have. So I have Splendor in S1048. I have Splendor in S1106. And I have Pepper Pot in Popcorn. Okay, sorry. I think this Pepper Pot Popcorn is the best yellow. It kind of goes with those the best, in my opinion. I think this might be a little too mustardy, and this might be a little too, no, that's okay. Maybe I'll bring both of these and decide while I'm there. No, I think I'm happy with this yellow, because this will be the sky color, right? So let's see if we just look at them. That's too gray together. Okay, I think that is a much better combo. Okay, so those are all of my threads for this canvas here. All I have left to do is bind it and get a needle and make sure I bring my scissors, and then this will be good to go. We made it to Florida. We've been here for 2 days now, and I haven't had a ton of time to do much needlepoint, but I will show you where I'm at on my Granada stamp. Okay, so this is as far as I've gotten. I've made it maybe through like half of the stitches on the for the sky on the stamp. I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I'm doing, is it basket weave stitch for the first time? And it's a little bit messy on the back, but it doesn't matter, not a problem. But I'm moving along. I think I'll probably finish the sky by the end of tomorrow, which is my last day here. I've been really bad at recording. We were in part of Florida, like on the east coast of Florida, and then we drove down to Islamorada for a few days. So I bought this nice sweatshirt. But I think I'm going to end this video here, this little like ornament stitch video. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.